Sanatın ulu manastında qaraçı saxtağan Kırgız amanbı.
Aytysh is a public musical and poetic contest between two artists in the art of improvisation or verbal disputations. The element is performed under accompaniment of folk musical instruments, the Kyrgyz musical instrument komus and the Kazakh musical instrument dombra.
Baş bulgun asıldar ırdap jatsa da ada kanayıp kaşımda çappagan Kırgız'ın amanbı.
The element is performed by two performers in the form of dialogue expressed through audacious versification and improvisation during the contest on various relevant multifaceted topics that are full of deep reflections wherein a sparkling humor alternates with philosophical generalizations. Over the centuries, Aitysh accumulated and transmitted spiritual experience of the generations. Aityskers and Tokmakuns have always guarded and mastered their skills, always cherished their art because they considered that their art is not a mere verbiage, but represents a way of thinking, carries collective historical memory, and reflects a cultural code of the Kyrgyz and Kazakh. Aytish has always had a lot of popularity among the people and has served as some sort of a tribune for the people. Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan have studio schools where bearers of the element teach this art to the younger generation using traditional forms of transmission of knowledge and skills from master to follower. While transmitting their knowledge and skills to the students, masters train their students to master oratory, play traditional musical instrument, compose poetic verses taking into consideration the rhythm and rhymes, convey their thoughts in the form of songs backed by music, etc. Since 1960, the scientists jointly with the Akyns recorded on tapes the best Aitys performances. Many of the best Aitys performances by Ercan, Bekmurat, Kaligul and others have thus been preserved until now.
Assalamu alaikum,
Aytish represents a complex synthesis of number of arts: poetry, dramatic performance, music, performance skills. History of appearance of Aytys is not completely studied. Investigation of specificity, the history of emergence and development of Aytys is one of the most urgent and challenging research topics today for the scientists and musicologists. Aytysh traditionally starts with a mutual greeting of performers and the audience as well. Themes and artistic forms of the improvisation competitions are extremely diverse. The art of Aytysh is unique in that the performer does not depend on seclusion for special inspiration and spirit, but on the contrary, needs a large audience and very emotional one. Aytys is always performed publicly in front of the people who are the main viewers and critics. Performances were extemporized. Skillful performance, accurate expressions, resourcefulness, poetic talent of Akyns captivated the listeners and left them with admiration and fascination. Traditionally, the element was performed by men exceptionally. However, in the 19th, 20th centuries, because of increasing role of the women in society, women performance of the element appeared. Female performers are distinguished by their ability to subtly pick the exact words through their performances. They convey the inner world and the aspirations of the women. Up to 10 seconds. This is the approximate time needed for the akın to listen to the words of the opponent understand, reinterpret them, then select the chords to respond by using the right words, exact, laconic, and certainly in rhyme. In recital of Aytysh, many social and moral issues are raised. Life of individual, emancipation of women, justice, happiness, art, customs, traditions, tribal relations.
80'ge yaşı gelse da sevdiğini görse kıltığında sevdiğini dalil yaşı
Aytysh performing may last for an entire day, as its wording may represent a kind of information source to the general public, a reflection of all their sufferings and aspirations. The most interesting fact about Aytys is that it cannot be a subject of censorship. Today, there are contests of poets, improvisers are organized occasionally. Performances are broadcasted through TV and radio programs.
Әйтпесе қазақтарға қатты айтпа деп оқытып жіберді ме алтауыңды.
Aytys is an art that unites not only the community of Aytyskers and Tokmakyns, but the Kyrgyz and Kazakhs from around the world. Glorious tradition of Aytysh is extended everywhere the Kyrgyz and Kazakhs reside.
Қиын болбос қазақтың әнін айтып тартамын бы.
Aytysh is a competition, which means that there is a winner and a loser. And this is what captivates both the performer and the listener. More closer the culmination is, the greater is the intensity of emotions. No matter how sharply the thoughts were expressed, what chords were chosen, and how intensely the arguments were presented, the ultimate goal for the performers of Aytysh remains to demonstrate the significance of high moral values and the importance of peaceful coexistence.